Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 264. Welcome again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance experts. In this bulletin, Cambridge & Counties Bank reports continued confidence in the buy-to-let market, more businesses turning to asset-based finance, and Aldermore Bank launches commercial property VAT loans. Let's start this bulletin by taking a look at a sector that I've very rarely, if ever, covered in all of the years that I've been doing this bulletin, namely the buy-to-let market. An interesting survey caught my eye carried out by Cambridge & Counties Bank, the specialist property lenders. They took a look at the sector to see what landlords and investors are currently thinking. Well, not surprisingly, 64% of investors say they are feeling very optimistic or positive about the buy-to-let market and its future. In fact, looking forward, 19% of them have said that over the next 3 years they're looking to increase their portfolio by a third. 11% of them say they are planning to double their portfolio. Essentially, they want to take advantage of the feelings of uncertainty in the current market. Also looking at barriers, what are the things that are holding them back? Well, perhaps not surprisingly, that dreaded B word. 40% of them saying they're feeling a little bit uncertain because of Brexit. And this is ahead of rising taxes, increases in interest rates and stability of lenders. So we can see that B word really is dominating business owners' feelings at the moment. Also, investors are also feeling very positive about other sectors such as student lets and also commercial and office investments as well. So good to see that there's certainly one sector of the economy that's doing well. If you want to know more about Cambridge & Counties Bank, just go along to their website, which is ccbank.co.uk. Let's move on now to sources of finance. Now, if I was having a conversation with a business owner, say 10, 15, 20 years ago, about their typical source of finance, it would be a business loan. Well, wind the clock forward to 2019, and according to a new survey carried out by Market Invoice, the online invoice discounter, it seems now that only 1 in 10 business owners would say that a business loan is their usual source of finance. So what are business owners turning to? Well, according to the survey, 26% of them are now using invoice discounting. So instead of waiting 30, 60, 90 days to get paid, they're turning to an invoice discounter such as Market Invoice and getting the money today, therefore speeding up their cash flow. Also, 22% of them say that they're using asset-based finance such as leasing and HP. Again, instead of writing out a check to purchase a piece of equipment, they're financing it over a 3 or 5 year term. Now, the survey also took a look at company valuations, and of the 990,000 businesses listed on Companies House, they've worked out that the estimated average value of small businesses is about £2.9 million. And those businesses surveyed said that one thing that's holding them back from increasing their valuations is, well, perhaps not surprisingly, lack of access to finance. But what about growth ambitions? Well, quite good to see that 56% of those business owners surveyed said that they have plans to export or open offices abroad in order to diversify their income bases. So again, some good news coming out there. So if you are looking for growth finance, just don't automatically assume that the traditional source of finance is what you will turn to. There are plenty other options out there. If you do want to look at those options, please feel free just to drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk, and we'll talk you through all the various options. Let's close this bulletin by taking a look at VAT on commercial premises. You may think, hang on a second, VAT on buying a commercial building? Where's that come from? Not heard of that? Well, you won't be alone, because many business owners don't realise that some buildings can be subject to VAT. The problem here, of course, is that if you're not a VAT registered business, you can't claim that back. So there you are, you put an offer of £300,000 on a building to house your growing workforce, and the agent turns around and says, but that property is actually subject to VAT, so suddenly you've got a cash outflow of £360,000, a big difference. Now, if you are a VAT registered business, well, of course, you'll be able to claim that VAT back. However, it still leaves you potentially with a cash flow gap. If you time it wrong, you could be waiting for up to 3 months for that VAT to come back. Well, Aldermore Bank, who provide commercial mortgages, have solved this problem by now having launched a VAT loan. So if you're finding yourself in that position of having to pay the VAT, well, they will now advance you a loan repayable over 4 months. That will kind of take that cash flow burden away from you. So well done to Aldermore Bank for solving that problem. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. So that's it. Look forward to being with you next time. In the meantime, have a great, successful and profitable week.